Your list starts right now. We're pampering your pregnancies. Quiet, quaint, and even vortexes. 3 baby mooning spots across America. Plus, dump your data and protect your screen. Some special housekeeping steps you can take for your smartphone.
You'll be able to top off the battery much more easily.
But first, 3 settings to know on your TV to get the best picture.
Anybody can do it.
And one you'll definitely want to change right away.
Everything in this setting you want off.
That's on the top of the list right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Shaguna Duolo. Have you ever been watching TV, say like right now, and you wanted to see a better picture? Well, our Jimmy Rhodes says don't go with the settings straight out of the box. He has easy ways to calibrate your TVs, and that's our featured story on the top of the list.
Right this moment, you're watching a TV. Well, unless you're not. For our computer users, here's a kitten. For our mobile viewers, you're about to walk into a telephone pole. But today, we're talking about that big rectangle in your living room.
A lot of TVs are going to be very basic with their settings.
Best Buy home theater expert Ryan Gillardin's showing us how to calibrate your TV for the best picture in your home. And don't be scared.
Anybody can do it.
Here's how. For starters, every new TV will have its Energy Star setting turned on.
But that typically is going to adjust the picture darker than it should be.
So head to your settings, look for something with eco or energy in it, and
everything in this setting you want off.
The picture will look better and it won't jack up your electric bill. Next, get to know your presets or picture modes. They're standard.
Standard is just going to be nothing special done to it. It's not going to be too bright, it's not going to be too dark.
The Goldilocks.
Exactly. It makes pretty much everyone happy.
Cinema or movie mode.
That's going to be more natural, softer picture quality. It's warmer. That's more so what the directors and the cinematographers intended for you to watch.
And you'll often see sports or game settings which have higher refresh rates to keep up with all those fast movements. Now, TVs are becoming a lot more like computers, so get to know processing, which uses algorithms to enhance images.
Some people like the processing capabilities that these TVs have, and sometimes there's that soap opera effect. When you're watching your soap opera on TV, you know, it's typically a little bit more waxy looking, right? So you can easily go in and increase it or decrease it or completely turn it off as well.
I don't think that's the picture. I think most of the soap opera stars' faces are actually now made of wax.
They probably are, yeah.
Okay, once you know your presets, dive deeper to make manual adjustments.
You basically choose your favorite preset and start tweaking from there.
Ryan likes cinema mode the most.
Then they clearly label expert settings. Don't let that scare you, right? You don't have to be an expert to mess around with this. They're easy to use sliders. It's just set right in the middle out of the box.
You'll see sliders for things like brightness, contrast, and color or saturation.
These all work together.
When you tweak the contrast, you might want to readjust your brightness.
Exactly, yeah.
And nothing you do in the settings is permanent.
Scroll to the bottom, and you're going to see reset picture. And we're right where we started before.
So it makes sense to go ahead and play a little bit.
Exactly.
And adjusting the picture for the room can make a big difference. How to calibrate your TV is at the top of the list.
Thanks for teaching them how to make us look good, Jimmy. Now we're taking it to a smaller screen. You've already made New Year's resolutions for yourself. Now it's time to make them for your smartphone too. After all, they're with us 24/7. It's time to smash-proof our screens and go on a data diet to keep our phones healthy this year.
Smartphones are almost like an extension of who we are, so it's only fitting they get their own set of New Year's resolutions. Tech expert Ken Colburn of Data Doctors has a list of helpful resolutions, starting with protecting that expensive phone from screen damage.
So depending upon the type of phone you have, a broken screen can be as little as $100 and it can be as much as $300 or $400, sometimes even more than that.
Ken says to invest in a glass screen protector instead of the plastic film kind.
It allows you to do everything with your phone. It'll feel the same, it'll touch the same. The difference is if something contacts that screen, instead of your actual expensive screen taking the hit, that inexpensive piece of glass you put on will absorb it for you.
You can find glass screen protectors online for around $10 each and install it yourself. Next up, resolve to cut the ties with charging cords and go wireless.
Most people don't realize the phone that they bought in the last year, 2, 3 years is capable of being charged wirelessly.
You simply plug in the charger and place your phone on top. That's it. Most wireless chargers are designed to work with both Android and iPhone, so no need to buy multiple chargers.
The cool part is you'll be able to top off the battery much more easily. The downside is you got to remember that wireless charging is about half as fast as wired charging. So if you really need to charge up, you need to plug it in.
You can find wireless chargers for less than $20 online and in stores. We'll wrap our list of smartphone resolutions with a diet. A data diet, that is.
A lot of the stuff that's taking up that space, your pictures, your videos, your music, you don't need to store them on your phone anymore.
All of that can go to the cloud. For photos and video, Ken recommends the free Google Photos app.
Google Photos has an unlimited photo option, so you can back up both iPhones and Android devices for free, unlimited, in high resolution, both video and pictures.
And while we all know about Spotify, Pandora, and Apple Music, you may not know you can download songs to play offline.
So if you have a streaming service, all of them allow you to download some select number of songs so that you can listen to it if you don't have an internet connection.
Getting charged up for 2020 with smartphone resolutions.
Maybe one of your New Year's resolutions is to put that phone down and pick up a book. Reading stories and wagging tails is our first story trending now.
Eugene Clark says that she is not afraid of sharks.
Flipping pages in the presence of a pup is actually good for kids. University of British Columbia researchers say reading with furry companions can help motivate children to read more.
They're excited to read with the dogs. They practice their voices, so their fluency is increasing as well.
Not only that, researchers say those bookworms felt more competent when reading to a therapy dog. And get this, they were more likely to power through a challenging passage.
The dogs love it, the kids love it, so it's working out for everyone.
Perhaps you relish reading because you get a little alone time when you do it. Well, good for you. Me time for the win is at number 2.
These days, carving out a little me time is one of life's great pleasures.
Don't I know it? And that beloved me time is an absolute must for some folks. According to a study on behalf of Elements Massage, 41% of people in a relationship would say so long to their partner if they didn't allow them to have me time.
We're givers, Kim.
And we gotta make time for ourselves, you know?
If you're not there for yourself, how can you be there for your family, right?
So how do folks spend that precious alone time? They hit the couch for a binge session, treat themselves to a solo dinner, or savor a cup of coffee or tea. Hey, you gotta find joy in the little things. For me, it's always a cup of tea. Now, our final trending story is all about Hollywood stars making bank. TV's $1 Million Club is at number 3.
You are convinced that you know me. I can guarantee that you are underestimating me. And I'm really over people doing that.
Well, Apple TV Plus is not underestimating Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon in their roles on the morning show. According to Variety, the stars are taking home more than $1 million per episode.
It's part of the job, truth teller, like it or not.
And Apple TV Plus isn't the only one paying big stars fat checks for small screen roles. Nicole Kidman in 9 Perfect Strangers and Kerry Washington in Little Fires Everywhere are both taking home $1 million per episode for their roles on the upcoming Hulu shows. Reese Witherspoon is also starring on Little Fires Everywhere, and yup, she's making $1 million an episode for that show too. Looks like 2020 is all about Reese's $2 million pieces. And that's what's trending now.
Coming up next, change your clothes into?
It can be made into anything, a lamp, manhole covers, who knows what it could be in this next life.
Great new ways to up your recycling game. And new seasons of 3 talent-filled shows that will unleash your competitive side. Plus, Ghost Kitchens, a cafe with no cost for food, plus 2 more unique eateries serving up meals a different way.
This is a big, big picture. We want to see institutional change.
That's all up next on The List.
Welcome back, folks. I've got one word for you: baby moons. They've become more common these days, and they're trips for a mommy-to-be to take some time to rest, indulge, and mentally prepare for her new arrival. Christina has a look at places to take a break before baby arrives across America.
One day you're poppin' bubbly, next thing you know, you're poppin' baby. So before the big arrival, pamper yourself with a luxurious baby moon. We're looking at our favorites across the U.S. We'll start in Ojai, California at the Ojai Valley Inn.
This is no ordinary place.
Just a short drive from the beaches of Santa Barbara, this quaint mountain town is a safe haven from any kind of hustle and bustle, and it's known for some of the best spas to pamper mama-to-be.
Escape to this historic resort of casual elegance.
The Ojai Valley Inn and Spa Baby Moon package includes luxury accommodations, a maternity spa treatment, and breakfast for you and daddy-to-be every morning. Price per package starts at around $600. And from the coast, we now head to the desert, to La Berge de Sedona in Arizona.
The most beautiful place on earth, in so many ways.
Gorgeous, right? And the views are just the beginning. Got the jitters about the impending parenthood? Pacify your worries at one of Sedona's many vortexes.
Vortex is a name for enhanced energy sites that make it easier to do meditation, mind-body healing hurts from your past, and just easing stress and soothing anxieties.
The luxury Baby Moon package starts at $900 but includes $150 you can use on a maternity spa treatment at the famed L'Apothecary Spa. Finally, we head to Asheville, North Carolina, to the Inn on Biltmore Estate.
Let the child inside you out to play.
In this case, let's assume they meant that figuratively speaking. Visit the shops, galleries, and restaurants in this big, small city in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Take in the fresh mountain air and the art and energy on our streets.
It's also the perfect place to feel like the queen you are. Stay overnight at this castle-like property before your prince or princess arrives.
Enjoy flawless service, luxurious rooms, fine dining, an intimate spa, plus incredible natural surroundings that will leave you breathless.
Price per night starts at $200. Forget about your future of changing diapers for a moment and pamper yourself at one of these Baby Moon destinations across America.
New baby, new year, new trends. We've got a whole lot of new going on. That's especially true in the food world. Teresa Strasser shows us some changes to check out in the restaurant world, and it's on the buzz list. Teresa.
Thank you. Our taste buds are tingling over these food trends. First, vegan fast food. One example, the Southern California restaurant chain Plant Power Fast Food.
We never started this to be one restaurant or 5 restaurants or 10 or even 20. This is a big, big picture. We want to see institutional change. That keeps animals off the plate. That achieves my mission that I want to achieve here in Plant Power.
Bigger fast food spots may have meatless options, but Plant Power takes it to another level, offering lots more vegan options, and they're just as fast.
It's not just a vegan's restaurant. How can we recreate some of our favorite childhood memories, our favorite childhood food memories, but in vegan form?
If 2020 is the year of healthy fast food, I am all about it. Next, if you've ordered on a food delivery app, you might have ordered from a ghost kitchen.
Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash.
But they're only called ghost kitchens because the restaurant does not exist. It is just a kitchen. Some restaurants use their kitchens like a side hustle under a different name, which means they can still offer items from the house menu and also things that travel to your home better than other options.
We've got this excess kitchen space. We've already got employees in the restaurant. Let's create some concepts almost modeled off of food trucks.
Love that term, and very glad actual ghosts don't work there. The final food trend making our list, restaurants like Englewood, Colorado's Cafe 180 that leave the cost up to you. Pay what you can or work off the rest.
We believe all of our guests that come to the door should be able to be provided a meal regardless of their ability to pay. Cafe 180 is a non-profit, donation-based restaurant. About 35% of those folks are coming in to work for their meal.
We volunteer for like an hour and then we get food. So it helps those who can't really pay for their meal.
It's very important because for some of us homeless, it sucks. Sometimes it's hard for us to get by on a daily basis.
Now that is community service that serves much more than smiles. Bites that are generating lots of buzz on the buzz list.
I really like that story. Keeping people fed while keeping their dignity. Sounds like a great trend to me. Lots more of the list is still to come, so stay with us.
Need the list anytime, anywhere? We've got you covered 24/7 at our newly redesigned website, thelisttv.com. It's filled with fresh information you can use everywhere you need it. Download our app on your mobile device and you'll have the list everywhere you go. Get what's new, what you need to know now, and what's next 24/7 on thelisttv.com.
We are back, and if one of your New Year's resolutions was to win a competition show, that might be tough. But if it was to watch a competition show, easy. We've got 4 you've got to see, and they're on the hot list.
Bring it on.
The first competition show on our list, America's Got Talent, The Champions.
This is the toughest talent battle of all time.
This America's Got Talent spinoff is hosted by Terry Crews and includes judges Simon Cowell, Howie Mandel, and Heidi Klum. It features winners, finalists, and the most memorable contestants from past seasons of the American and international versions of the competition series, all facing off to determine one winner. Magician Shin Lin won season 1. See who could get the crown for season 2 when it premieres tonight on NBC.
You're not just taking on America, you're taking on the world.
Then tomorrow night, it's time for season 3 of Ellen's Game of Games.
This season is bigger and better than ever. We've got brand new games. We've got some new twists on old games. It's like a game show that went on spring break and drank too much tequila.
Ellen DeGeneres brings us this show inspired by game segments from her daytime talk show. Contestants compete in over-the-top challenges for a chance to win $100,000, and if they don't win, let's just say things can get a tad messy. And also tomorrow night, but on the Paramount Network, is the 13th season of Ink Master.
Everything's a surprise on Ink Master. You really never know what you're getting yourself into.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
This time around, the competition show is themed as a turf war between the East Coast, West Coast, South, and Midwest, with one tattoo artist set to take home $100,000 along with ultimate bragging rights.
We're the best. The West is the best. It even rhymes. Like, you gotta agree with that.
I have to show that Maryland has talent also. Not just crabs.
And finally, from inking skills to thinking skills with Jeopardy! Greatest of All Time.
Get ready for the Jeopardy! Matchup of all time.
The quiz show Jeopardy! Is going prime time. Starting tomorrow night on ABC, the 3 highest money winners in the show's history will face off to see who's the smartest of the smart.
I never thought I could win as many episodes as I did.
James Holzhauer, Ken Jennings, Brad Rutter, whoever wins 3 shows first gets $1 million. But don't feel too bad for the other guys. They'll get $250,000 each.
Don't be embarrassed about knowing a lot of stuff.
Now you know about this week's competition show lineup thanks to the hot list.
Wow, that Jeopardy! Competition is going to be intense. I'll take the list for $1,000. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. You ever wonder what you can do with old clothes? Well, it turns out 99% of textiles can be recycled, cutting down the amount that's thrown into landfills. We found some companies taking what's old and making it new again.
According to the Council for Textile Recycling, each year the average American throws away 70 pounds of clothing and other textiles.
Landfills can't even hold that much clothing.
But some companies are trying to make a change. Andrew Bernstein, Associate Professor of Marketing at Lynn University, tells us how these businesses are pushing the boundaries of sustainability by upcycling old clothes to make new materials. Let's start with Recover Upcycle Textile System. Recover uses the waste as a raw material source by combining recycled wool and cotton with plastic bottles. They create yarns for every type of clothing from sweaters, socks, high-performance sports clothing, and jeans.
Repurposing is really important. This is where we really can think intelligently what to do with fabric and clothes and what we can do to repurpose it.
The next company on our list is Awesome Brand.
5 years ago, my team and I started collecting secondhand clothing all over the U.S.
The goal was to help keep textiles out of landfills, but now they're repurposing them into new materials to help close the waste loop in the fashion industry.
We created the first yarns made out of recycled clothing ever. Awesome Tex yarns and fabrics are ethically manufactured using no water, no dyes, therefore no toxic waste.
At number 3 is Phoenix Fibers.
Primarily, we recycle denim and post-industrial clips at a tune of 2 million pounds per month. And this is 40 4,000 pounds is a truckload, and we bring in 40 loads a month.
After metal rivets, buttons, and zippers are removed, the denim is shredded.
This will yield about 38,000 pounds of finished shoddy that will make insulation.
The insulation is formed into panels that are used in the walls and ceilings of buildings. The 17,000 pounds of metal removed from each load gets sent to recyclers or refineries.
It'll get made into ingots, and from an ingot point, it can be made into anything, a lamp, manhole covers, who knows what it could be in its next life.
Zero waste. If we can get there as a country, as a society, as retailers and fashionistas, I think we're on the right track.
Giving new life to old clothes, it's the latest style.
Doesn't matter the clothes, saving the earth is always in fashion.